So we recently got a batch of a ton of sub EZAs, and we're gonna go ahead and start showcasing these guys, seeing exactly how they look like actually in game. We're gonna go through some like 9th anniversary kind of content, just so you know a lot of global players don't have this content, and it's nice to see how these characters do. And like this Golden Frieza fight's not like super difficult, but he hits for about nearly 2 mil or so in a super attack, right? It's a little bit of a lengthy fight where I could actually show these characters for a couple of rotations. They are on a couple of 200% leader skills that are also on global, such as, let's say, the Super Saiyan Trio team. They're on Orange Piccolo and Physical Ultimate Gohan's team. They're on the new AGO Super Saiyan 3 Goku's team, Transforming Vegeta. That came out for Saiyan Day, right? But I just feel like I wanted to show them on this team just because it's going to be a little, like, just a flat 200% leader skill for both of them. And then I have some extra support options so we can see what they could look like with this extra added support here. So again, both of them are fully EZA SA15, fully link level 10. The equips could definitely be better. I didn't really bother to change their equips. But how these guys work is they both get 50% reduction baseline, 180% attack and defense. Then on super attack, if there's a Goten or Krillin for Trunks, or it's Trunks or Krillin for Goten, right? Vice versa, right? They both get 120% attack on super and 30% reduction on super. So that's pretty good, right? It could be an issue where you're trying to run these guys as a rotation, and then they both end up, like, one of them is going to have to be in slot 1. So one of them is not going to get the full reduction, but we can kind of work around that a little in this event, right? I feel like in like the super hardest events, it's going to be a little difficult to really get around that, but we'll see. So I'm going to try and have Trunks in the first slot this time. The next phase is an INT phase, so I'll switch Goten around, because these guys also do raise all allies attack 40% for one turn. So the one in the second slot would just be getting a slightly higher attack stat, but they both also do greatly raise attack and defense for one turn as well. So we'll see what their numbers are going to be doing. They're sharing all links together. One last thing is that they do provide each other support again, so in the first slot, they give Kamehameha category allies Key 1, 50% attack, and then 20% crits. As the second attacker, they give Kamehameha allies Key 2, 70% attack, and then 30% chance to crit. So they're providing each other 50% crit chance, 120% attack support, and we're getting a 10.3 mil attack stat from Trunks here. Let me turn this down a little. Without any support, and then a 12.8 million attack stat from Goten here without any support. Again, they both have the 50% chance to crit built in, and after the super attack here, they have 80% damage reduction, right? Now, in terms of their defense, definitely not gonna be the best though, and the reason for that is because if you didn't notice already, they don't have any defense on their super attack and passive, right? They have super attack, affect defense, the greatly raised attack and defense for one turn, which, you know, they have 80% reduction, which is a lot, but I mean, post super attack, they're only getting to about 250k defense or so, right? Which is, I would say, fairly weak. Even then, even with 80% reduction, right, like some of the hardest hitting super attacks are still gonna hit them really hard, at least according to the Halvard calculations, where they're there. Again, let's say they're at the, I can't switch over for now, but again, I bring up sometimes the Dokkan damage calculator. I mean, let's say they get hit for like against Blue Gogeta Super, right, which I think is a very, like, it's by far the hardest hitting super attack in the game, but I think actually it's gonna end up being fine for the most part with once they get the 80% reduction, because of the fact that 80% reduction is a lot, right? So in that situation, right, once they actually eat the super attack, I believe they're gonna be eating it for about, it says Yeah, it says about 163k. Oh no, I gave them the guard back. So yeah, so I was like, what? No, so they're eating it for about 473k after they super, right? Which is still quite a bit of damage. Now in this situation, they would get 40% support here, so they're starting off at 200k defense, which means they're basically at a flat 300k defense right once they actually get their super attack off here. So again, let's say for instance, again, they're at a flat 300k defense. In that situation, they're eating the super attack from Gogeta Blue for 400k. But then let's say again, they're just at a flat 200k defense here, and they only have 50% damage reduction. It's going to be quite an issue because of the fact that they'll be eating the super attack for about 1.6 mil damage, right? So like even if it's like a 2 mil super attack, they'll be taking very close to death damage, right? Which could be an issue. But again, this time we'll push Goten in the first slot. We'll push Trunks in the second slot. We do have the extra support. I believe this kid Gohan right here, the youth Gohan, is providing 40% attack and defense support to super class allies, of course. So we're getting an 11 million attack stat from the Goten right here. And then after this, we should potentially see one of these characters eat Frieza super attack, a 14.6 mil attack stat. I mean, for sub EZAs, this is looking pretty good. So the one of the second slot is going to be hitting about, like with support, 14 mil with 50% chance to crit built in. Given they have the support, which, you know, this Gohan is actually a pretty good support to run here. So I definitely want to blame people running this Gohan here at all. We'll go ahead and transform into this blue Gogeta. And then, yeah, we'll see what this is able to look like. So I should have played the transformation animation, was fine. So I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to complete through this fight. Now, one last thing I want to mention while we'll let these animation play is the fact that Goten and Trunks, after the third attack from the turn, they basically get the entire passive as if, you know, they're both together on rotation, right? Plus an additional 120% attack and 50% crit chance, and when performing a super attack, and key plus 3 as a third attacker on the turn. So they would still get all the key and the 120% attack. So theoretically, what you could do is you could run one in slot 2, then one in slot 3, and get a really, really big number from them, which we might try to see if we'll do that in the very final part of the fight, just to show like an example of, okay, maybe you're running one of them in slot 3. I don't know if like a Goten and Trunks team will be like a very good team in the future. We would need like a new Dokkan festival of them, like maybe they fuse into Gotenks, but then once you fuse into Gotenks, if they want to activate their passive anymore, so it'd be very interesting, right? So again, this time we'll put Trunks in the first slot because he has type advantage, and we'll see what happens. Again, the super hits for about 1.9 mil, but he is extreme class, who's going to be hitting a little harder than that to these guys. Keep that in mind, and then we're going to let Piccolo just grab these key spheres, and we should be good. At least the thing is that they only need each other on rotation, but yeah, I don't know. Could they have given something where these guys had some sort of ability before the attack in slot 1? Like, I don't think it would have been the biggest deal ever. Yeah, see, 280k with type advantage, and then he's taking damage from normals. Like, it's just going to be a very dangerous rotation in a lot of situations. Which is obviously unfortunate, right? Because these guys need another Goten or Trunks, or technically a Krillin on rotation, right? But it's like right now in the current landscape of the game, while I think for sub EZs they're fine, and you know, you could use them in difficult content. Like, let's say, is there a really difficult tech boss right now? I can't really think of one at the top of my head, like a super really difficult like tech boss. I'm not really sure. I want to try and finish the fight here, so we'll play this active skill with Gogeta Blue, and let's finish off this phase specifically. Yeah, again, I'm looking at like some of these fights, and that we have there, like obviously the new fights on GP, and I'm not really seeing a fight that stands out to me as like, oh gosh, like this fight is like a super difficult tech fight, because we have the movie Memorial, there's not like a tech final phase fight there. We have obviously the new Supreme Battle Spectacle, but with Supreme Battle Spectacle, it's like Beast is physical and EGL. Gogeta has that one tech phase, right? But it's like not the final phase. Sort of Hope Trunks is INT at the end. So, you know, the movie bosses, the movie bosses boss rush, right? The red zone, stage 8 for the movie bosses stage. That is also... are we gonna kill this turn? Ooh, I really hope we do. Dang, it's gonna suck if we actually don't finish off Frieza, because I would like to... it's fine. If we don't finish off Frieza this turn, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, okay, Gogeta, thanks, man. I really wish you got one more super there. Because there's no way that the... yeah, dang, that sucks. Because I wanted to see, like, with the full health bar, what would happen next turn. Yeah, dang. That one attack being a normal and not a super attack really sucks. That sucked quite a bit, because yeah, dang, it's no, we're so close too. Maybe if I grabbed more Rainbow Orbs with Tech God Goku, I guess, right? But that is quite unfortunate. We'll just put Trunks in the front again, and it's not really that big of a deal. And then I guess the good thing is that we'll have support when we come back around. So like we could see like a really potentially strong rotation. Yes, yeah, like for type advantage, we're taking damage against this Golden Frieza. His normal set for only about like what, 600k or so. So like you can see, right? They really need that full reduction. It could be an issue if they don't get that full reduction. That's 100% for sure. So we're gonna definitely miss the Rainbow Key Sphere here, and then I'll just probably skip this specific rotation, and well, I don't know, we'll just keep I could keep yapping, you know, but like again, yeah, in terms of tech bosses, where like we could run, let's say in Goten and slot 1, not really a thing. In terms of EGL bosses, again, we have like Broly, which I guess, you know, at the end with Broly, but let's see, okay, let's take an example. That Broly fight, he's hitting, I believe, for about like 3 mil damage, right? I'm talking about the movie's boss rush that I'm talking about. 3 million damage, right? Now he has type advantage, so even with that, I think he would still live, right? Yeah, he eats that for like 585k damage, right? No, 660k, because Broly that's attacking is an extreme class boss, if I'm not mistaken, right? So he's eating 660k from that super, like pre-super attack, right? And that's also with the support, like if he had 40% support on rotation. So yeah, I mean, it's just a little bit of a difficult thing, but I think in this instance, we showed Goten in second slot a lot for the past few rotations. So we saw Trunks in this. Well, we never saw Goten in the last slot. Who has a higher attack stat? Trunks at 17.3k. Yeah, okay. We'll put Trunks in the last slot anyways. That should be okay. We'll do that. We'll do this. And then I don't really care if we lose here. I don't want to get the Dokkan attack though. Oh well, not the biggest deal. This will be the last rotation. Again, the reason why I want to put Trunks in the third slot is we could see, let's say, example where, you know, Goten is not getting the 1 key 50% attack and then 20% crit from Trunks being in the first slot. But Trunks is getting the 70% support, which is quite good. So we'll see what Trunks is going to be hitting here. He's hitting a 20 million attack stat, which, again, that's a lot right there. I think Golden Frieza probably still kills here, of course, because he's just hitting super hard. Yeah. Golden Frieza just obviously hits for one-shots levels of damage. Like, how exactly hard does that super attack hit? Obviously, like, you're not meant to survive that. I believe it hits for like 5 million damage. It's not showing me the damage here. It used to be up here, but I believe it's like 5 million damage or something like that. It's just quite a lot of damage, right? That, you know, a lot of characters probably would not live in that scenario, but I don't know. I mean, sure, I could have given them better equips, but I don't think that these characters are characters like, oh, I have to give these guys like really good equips. Like, oh my goodness, they both need really good equips. what would I say about these guys? I think that, yeah, they should have had, like, honestly, I know this is very cliche, but like, guard before they attack, or 30% reduction before they attack as well as first attacker, right? I don't see the point in not giving them that, just because you have to run them on rotation together, and it's like, if they wanted these guys to be competitive in Supreme Battle Spectrum, maybe they don't. These guys are sub-EZs at the end of the day. We'll see. Again, these guys would benefit from like a really good slot 1 Goten and Trunks new Dokkan Fest, or something like that. Again, maybe they could fuse into Gotenks, and that'll be okay as well, because if we have like Goten and Trunks cards like floating around, that's okay. We just want like a, like, okay, so I think ideally, so what would happen? Let's say we get a Goten and Trunks Dokkan Fest that fuses into Gotenks, for instance. We don't have one of those, right? We don't have a fusing Gotenks card. Then we get these two right here. So that's 3 characters on the team. EZA physical Goten and Trunks, EZA TEQ Krillin, and then we just would like probably one more floating card that's like a Goten or a Krillin in another Krillin. I don't know, like let me take a look here, like Goten and Trunks. Let me bring up the youth category in Dokkan. Like, is there another Goten and Trunks I could easily? They could easily the Super Saiyan, the other Super Saiyan Goten and Trunks. Like, they have the same name as physical Goten and Trunks from the Dokkan Fest, right? This Super Saiyan Trunks. Actually, they have different names. Because this, okay, the Dokkan Fest on the wiki is called Super Saiyan Goten Kid and Super Saiyan Trunks Kid. But then the STR one is Super Saiyan Trunks Kid and Goten Kid. Does that mean they can link together? Because it looks like, wait. Let me, I'm actually literally going to bring this up here. Because I want to, they want the video. Can they link together? Because their names are flipped around on the Dokkan wiki. And I never noticed that, like, on like the other Dokkan wiki. It seems not. Maybe on that Dokkan wiki, it's just labeled the wrong way for some reason. Don't ask me why. Because I'm like, I think a link together, that could be interesting. Yeah, see, no. See, the old Dokkan wiki has Goten first when it's Trunks first, so they don't link together. Yeah, that's right. I almost got confused. But they could EZA. They want to have Vegeta on the team, but like, they could just like, I don't know, do something else with that. I don't know. But they maybe if they get a good EZA, they could work too as a floater. Anyways, I'm ending the video. I haven't done it for too long. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.